8 candidates and only 2 seats open on Sarasota City Commission. The first round of elections are Tuesday, March 14th. Last night, we introduced you to 4 of the candidates, and tonight, we want to help you get to know the other 4. Fred Atkins, Martin Hyde, Mikhail Sandstrom, and Patrick Gannon will join us in a moment to explain where they stand on the issues and why they want your vote. Good evening, everyone. On Tuesday, Sarasota voters go to the polls to begin the process of picking 2 city commissioners. There are 8 candidates for 2 at-large seats. Last night, we had a lively debate featuring 4 of those candidates. Tonight, the other 4, former Commissioner and Mayor Fred Atkins, businessman Martin Hyde, business owner Mikhail Sandstrom, and retired executive and Sarasota Planning Board member Patrick Gannon. Here are the basic rules. You'll have a minute each to respond to questions I ask, and each of you can take 30 seconds to respond to those comments if you so choose. We'll be kind of flexible with the rules depending on how the conversation goes. And just like last night, let's start with the issue of development. Specifically, the debate that's been going on about whether the City Commission should have to approve each and every development as it comes up. It's one of the hottest issues during this campaign, and Fred,
because what Fred doesn't tell you is that he voted for that. But as far as administrative approval is concerned, it's a little bit of a smokescreen. The truth is, it's about the code. It's about what people like, what people don't like. You're not going to get people to agree something next door to them, something adjacent to them. By definition, the camel is a horse designed by committee. If you ask 10 people the same question about the same subject, you're likely to get 10 different answers. And the reality is that, Burke Harris, you will get sued. So far as I'm concerned, it's the code that we need to look at, and of course the people that actually agreed it.
Fred, I'm going to give you a chance for debate. We are being joined tonight by 4 of the candidates for the Sarasota City Commission: former Commissioner and Mayor Fred Atkins, businessman Martin Hyde, business owner Mikhail Sandstrom, and retired executive and Sarasota Planning Board member Patrick Gannon. Let's continue a moment with the issue of development, because I mean, we want to see our beloved city grow, but there are a lot of people think it is growing too much in ways that are taking away from the quality of life, which is why we have groups out there like STOP, who want to bring, in their opinion, some sensibility to the process. So, Martin, are we seeing too much development, and is it coming at the cost of our lifestyle here in downtown Sarasota?
No, I don't think so. I mean, when I was a kid, obviously I didn't grow up here. I grew up in London. I've been here for nearly 20 years. But when I used to go up to the city, there's a sense of excitement. You know, the downtown bayfront, the downtown core, is 0.6 of a mile of 26 miles of our whole city, you know, of 700 plus miles of the county. I think we can give that over to an urban and metropolitan environment. And nobody's talking about concreted over the bay. The reality is that what we're talking about is a lifestyle choice. If people don't want to live in an urban environment, there's still 25.4 miles of the city where they can live.
Mikhail, too much? People like Harvey Vengroff, who have tried to bring affordable housing to Sarasota and has had a hard time before the commission that all of you wish to serve on.
Well, you know, Harvey's a smart guy, and Harvey's got the ability, he understands his business model is to keep costs down. Well, the pushback that he's getting from the City Commission is largely reflective of the fact that they got burned when they did their deal in Rosemary, when they increased that density 3-fold. That's why they're upset with Harvey.
All right. Well, hold on one second, move on. But, you know, Harvey Vengroff has basically stormed out of City Commission meetings in a huff over what he believes are the unfair requirements that the Commission was making him agree to in terms of the affordable housing space. You know, and it seems we're in jeopardy of losing that opportunity.
That's a good point, because
quickly, Martin and Fred, I want to give you an opportunity to chime in on that.
I think it's a tactic with Harvey. I remember when he was going to go move to Costa Rica. God bless him, but I think he'll get what he wants in the end.
Fred. On to another issue that is important to a lot of people, and that is the issue of Lido Key and Siesta Key. Obviously, we have to do something. We've done broadcasts on this issue in terms of the need for renourishment, but the folks who live on Siesta Key are concerned that the renourishment is going to affect their own beaches, and they are threatening litigation. Miguel, I think, Martin, do you support that?
You know, they're not threatening a lawsuit, they've actually done one, and it's largely because the city manager did a terrible job in negotiating with Siesta. The truth is that we've renourished that beach about 17 times. It's not a natural piece of land, you understand that, and it's reclaimed land, and it's always going to wash away. Right now we're in an emergency situation. We're not going to get through this lawsuit in the next 6 months or 18 months, it'll be 2 or 3 years. If we get one more big storm, it's going to be washed out, we're going to lose property. We're going to have to get some sand from somewhere else, and then we're going to have to figure out getting a new city manager who can actually negotiate with people.
All right, we have 4 minutes left in this block, and I want to get to the issue of homelessness, because if you drive in downtown Sarasota, that is primarily what's on your mind. And as I said last night, I have never seen the numbers of people on the streets in the downtown area since I took my family to Philadelphia on vacation. And there's been the debate about whether or not to put a shelter in the city itself or outside the city limits. It seems the county and the city have not been able to work together to actually solve this problem. And Patrick,
I qualify this and to say I'm the only one who's actually said outright, I'm going to donate my salary for the whole 4 years to homeless and mental health charities. But charity does begin at home. We have 50,000 people here. This is a statewide and a national issue. We simply don't have the resources to go with this homeless first, housing first proposition, in the sense that if we were to build 500 and were to fill it up and it was going to cost us 10 grand a year, that's $5 million. Then it'd be full. Then what are we going to do? Another 500? Another 500?
Gentlemen, let me stay on this for just a minute. For closing statements from our candidates, each one of you will get a minute, and Fred, we'll start with you. Minute.
Okay, well, I'm a successful local business owner. I purchased a broke and failing company losing $6,000 a month in 1999. That company now has 5 times higher gross sales and generates millions of dollars in revenue, which in part goes towards funding a better Sarasota. We did it by going back to basics, from how we answered the phone to listening better to our clients' needs. I'm open-minded and I'll listen to everyone. We need more than a wish list. We need a comprehensive plan on all city issues, from our $150 million pension deficit, funding public safety, not reducing the number of police officers, managing homeless issues, addressing the interests of the majority over the few vocal ones. I'm the only candidate endorsed by the police and the firefighters, and I'm asking for the endorsement of the electorate on March the 14th.
All right, Miguel.